Hello and welcome to WFL TECtalks. Today's episode is all about WFL gearing solutions. Stay tuned. Welcome back to WFL TECtalks. High quality standards, profile accuracy and machining solutions that offer both reliability and flexibility are the features that are critical when manufacturing gears. This has led WFL to develop new technologies. Cutting gears on Millturn complete machining centers is the answer and offers the perfect capabilities for specific projects. WFL gearing solutions offer many advantages thanks to years of development and experience. Jagersberger is going to tell us more about Flanx today. Welcome. Chris, WFL has coined the term Flanx for its gear manufacturing solutions. What stands behind Flanx?
So, in modern machine shops, we see that our customers are thriving for the integration of gear machining processes into their WFL Millturn machines. This is not a new development, this is happening over many years. And we from WFL are developing under the Flanx umbrella software and hardware solutions to integrate complete gear machining processes into the WFL Millturn machine. Hobbing, shaping, profile milling, gear skiving, invo milling, and also gear measuring are part of that package on the software side. And then we have several hardware options that help the manufacturing of gears.
Can you tell us more about the different software cycles?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So we have under the Flanx umbrella, we have Flanx Hob, which is a software cycle especially for hobbing operations. Flanx Hob comes with a couple of features. For example, to modify the radios, make conical gears, and operate with variable feed rates. Flanx Hob is designed also to work with any conventional hob on the tooling market. Then we have Flanx Spline. Flanx Spline is a software cycle for helical, external and internal splines, manufactured also by shaping operations, especially on the ID, of course. Here we can work with shaping tools that are directly connected to the tool spindle or in our prismatic tool interface. Then we have Flanx Large Module, which is a software solution from WFL that allows us to easily program involute large gears. This is a highly flexible software for very large gears manufactured only by means of standard tools of ball nose cutters. Then we have the Flanx Invo milling cycle. This is a software cycle where WFL integrated third-party software into the WFL control, so you can use invo milling and invo milling tooling also on our machine. And then of course we are offering skiving solutions. Skiving is really popular at the moment for high volume, high production, a highly efficient method of producing gears, especially in the automotive industry, but also in other industries. And then the latest development, and in my opinion extremely important for a closed loop operation in the complete machining cell in the WFL Millturn machine, is Flanx Measuring. This is a software package that includes a complete software solution for scanning and measuring all relevant diameters of a gear. Also the tooth profile, the tooth trace, the caudal tooth thickness, the pitch and the runout. So essentially you can measure all of the features that you could also measure on a dedicated gear measuring machine. Now inside the WFL machine you can visualize the results on the control panel, but you can also print out a measuring protocol, for your files, for your customers. And of course, you can use this data also to feed back to the control and offset your tools, for example, to get more precise and get the accuracies that you actually need.
Chris, early you mentioned also hardware requirements for certain options. Can you tell us more about it?
As you know, we take great pride at WFL on our gear-driven turning boring milling unit. And this turning boring milling unit has a couple of additional features that are really important for shaping operations, for example. We can detach the tool spindle from the spindle bearings and hydraulically clamp the spindle, and consequently during a shaping operation this does not affect the bearings. Yeah? So this is a major advantage for the longevity of the bearings, of course. Yeah? In addition to that, we have a temperature controlled Z-axis ball screw spindle. That means that we can prevent local overheating of the ball screw spindle during shaping operations. This helps also, of course, with precision, but also with keeping the temperature under control. Very important as well for such gear machining operations is the B-axis. The B-axis has to be put in position in an angle that is equal to the lead angle of the gear during a hopping operation. And on the WFL B-axis, we can actually index or clamp the B-axis and have a very high holding torque. So we have an extremely rigid and extremely efficient way of producing or hopping gears with our B-axis. Another very important part on the hardware side is our WFL prismatic tool holder for hopping tools. This prismatic tool holder is held in place by a dovetail interface on the bottom side of the turning boring milling unit and is hydraulically clamped to the turning boring milling unit. This hopping attachment allows us to safely and precisely clamp hobs with a diameter of 160 millimeter and a length of 254 millimeters, so quite large hobs. That equals approximately to 6" and 1/3 and 10" in length. Yeah? And this hopping attachment comes with a patented spindle. In this spindle we can clearance-free clamp hobs for a quicker changeover when the customer has to change the hob because the hob is worn out for tool change. Because you can actually preset the hob outside of the machine, make sure that it's clearance-free, and then change it into the hopping attachment.
And in which industries are the individual gear solutions are used? Which components can you name?
Yeah, basically almost all industries WFL works in have gearing applications or gear applications. Of course, the aerospace industry, on landing gear components, on shafts for helicopters, you have a lot of gear machining operations. Then we have the classical, what we would call the gear manufacturers. Those are companies that manufacture gearboxes, large drive shafts for ships, or building equipment, etc. For the mining industry, and of course also in the energy industry, large drive shafts again for different applications.
Higher, faster, further is actually the saying, but in the mechanical engineering industry, it is rather bigger, heavier, and wider. Which sizes of gears can be machined?
So this depends a little bit on the type of gear, of course. Yeah. On the hopping side, we currently go up to around about module 8 with our special hopping attachment. Machining splines, especially on the ID as well, the limit is around about 8, module 8. On gear skiving, our current limit is around module 2.5. With Flanx Invo milling, we can go from module 3 to module 20. Yeah? Here the limitation, I think, is more on the tool side than on the machine side. Yeah? And then with our software, Flanx large module, we can produce gears with a module up to 150, manufactured with standard ball nose cutters. Yeah? So here there is basically no limit in size. Yeah? The machine is the limit, so to say.
And now to our last question, what are the advantages of WFL gearing solutions?
The big advantage of the WFL gearing solution is it's a full package, comprising everything you need for your gear tasks in your factory. In addition to that, the latest addition to the package, the Flanx measuring software, is really great because you can measure gears now inside the machine. You don't have to maneuver around large parts in your factory. Yeah? You can use the data and offset your tools, and you can also, of course, print out protocols for your customers, etc. Yeah?
Chris, thank you very much for sharing your expertise on WFL gearing solutions. Thank you for watching. I hope you tune in for the next episode. Thanks. Bye-bye.